This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
So we are talking about the joys of homemade gifts. Louise is in Sanagra. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, Louise. Okay, so are you the person who makes the homemade gifts or have you received them?
Oh, no, my daughter and I are the receivers.
Okay.
What did you get?
So my mother thought that it would be fantastic to hand make a balsa wood gift box to hold all of her keepsakes as she grows up for her first birthday. So it's teeth and hair locks and things like that. But it's this suitcase designed box that's painted with like a dark baby pink with bits of lace glued into the drawers and those delightful little gold clasps that you get from the cheapy shop and the craft shops. And then it's got a thick PVC, like PVA glue lacquer over it to keep it sealed so the paint doesn't chip off.
Oh.
Yep.
Where is it?
It is hidden in a cupboard far, far from anyone's eyes.
Do you think you're ever going to look back on it and go, oh, my God, how sweet, this is a treasured family keepsake?
No, I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of it and what is a nice way to say, oh, this happened to it. I'm so sorry, Mum.
Hey, Lou, I'll do your deal. You burn mine, I'll smash yours.
Sounds like a plan.
Thanks, Louise. Lisa is in Mandurah. Hello.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Lisa.
Now, do you give the handmade gifts or do you receive them?
Well, firstly, I believe if once you give a gift, it's gone. So you don't get to tell someone how to use it. So,
Okay. Oh, that's good news for you,
But
Nathan.
moving on, my sister bought one of those new things now called a cricket machine.
Yes.
So she has personalised basically everything for me. I've got mugs, I've got 2 water bottles, I've got a Mosin jar, I've got a milk jug.
Sorry, I don't mean to
with my name on it.
machines, Shaun, these machines,
cricket.
it's like a printer for stickers and stuff. So you
Okay.
know how
Yeah,
people
and it
organise their
engraves.
pantries and they've got like a beautiful script font that says sugar and that?
Yeah.
It sort of does
And it personalises
Yes,
it.
it
So she put my name on everything. So I've got a serving platter with my name on it.
Well, when you
And
take
she
to somebody's
asked,
house,
are you still using that water bottle with your name on it? And I'm like, yeah, I've got 3. Like, all different. It's just too much. You can only handle so much with your name on it.
yeah, that's true, Lisa.
You're like a psychopath that labels everything in your house. The kettle's got a name on it. The fridge has got a name on it.
It's also mine.
That's too much.
That is so funny.
Oh, Lisa. Tracy, hello.
Good morning, how are you?
Great,
Trace.
Trace. Are you the giver or the recipient?
It was actually my husband was a recipient.
I'm
Okay.
excited. What did he get?
Yeah, so my husband, to set the scene, 6'1", Kiwi guy, heavily tattooed, real man's man. He's a chef, gold plate chef. So my auntie, she decides to make him some pot mitts and some hot toast.
Yes, because it's a chef.
He's a chef. He needs them.
So she sends them off early because she has to go to other family first. My mum brings the gift, hands it out. My husband opens it and goes, what the hell?
What the hell is this? Now, can I ask you, how did she construct it? Was it crocheted? Was it sewn like
It was crocheted.
Crochet hot mitt. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Why
And
would
because
you-
he's Kiwi, she
Yep.
did the black and the white.
Perfect.
Okay, that makes
Perfect.
sense.
I would have rather black and white, so that would have been nice.
Yeah, that could. No, they could work with something.
Yeah, I don't understand what happens when you start crocheting that makes you believe people want the thing you're making.
Yeah.
What
I know.
happens in the process? Does it happen right at the start? Like, or somehow
It's also
do you
just
get like
it's a thing that shouldn't be crocheted. Do you know what I mean? Like, 'cause there's like essentially holes in crochet, and you
Oh,
don't want
yes.
a hole in a pot mitt.
you
know?
don't. Hey, Tracy, years ago we spoke to somebody and his grandmother had crocheted him a pair of bathers.
And they were
Think about
brown.
that.
They were brown, and when they got wet, they got heavy.
Yeah, and it just had like, and he had to tie it like,
Yeah, with some
tie it with,
ribbon.
no, it was like a hair ribbon.
Oh, the worst part was when my auntie came and she was so excited and said, did you like your present? My husband went, yep, great, thank you. 'Cause he had no intentions of ever using it.
Yes.
Our daughter, unfortunately, has autism and is very direct. Goes, no, Dad, you said they were crap. I'm like,
Oh, I love her.
You trust the kid to come
the
clean.
truth police.
Oh, that's great,
too
Trace.
good. Thanks, Trace. Emma's in Mullaloo. Hello.
Hello.
Hi,
Emma.
Em.
Did you make a homemade gift?
Yes, I did. I about 7 years ago, I made my now mother-in-law, who I think let's just politely say is difficult. I made her a ceramic nameplate for their front door. I really personalised it. I
You wrote massive bitch on it.
Very personal.
Secretly, that was under the first underglaze layer.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Only you know. Yes.
Yes.
I had flowers on it that she liked and wombats. And anyway, she's a massive punctuation person. She corrects people's Facebook statuses for grammar and that kind of thing. And on Christmas Eve, I panicked that because it belonged to her, she'd need an apostrophe in her name. And so I added an apostrophe with a black outline, and it didn't need an apostrophe.
It didn't need one.
So she unwrapped it and then immediately rewrapped it. And 7 years later, it's still on her kitchen bench in the Christmas paper and bubble wrap.
What's sitting there?
Still on there.
Yes.
She doesn't want to touch it. You get rid of it.
Surely you would have elbowed it off so it smashed, wouldn't you?
It's a constant reminder that I got a gift wrong.
Yeah, that was a
Clearly.
massive fail. Oh.
Emma, did you Google whether it
proposing?
with the apostrophe?
Because I didn't stop her son proposing later that year. So
Okay.
I feel
All
like
right. I mean, she wasn't happy about it, but, you know.
Oh,
No.
Yeah. So we go to Natalie when we need grammar.
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
I cannot believe in
honestly.
7 years it's sitting there half
I know.
wrapped.
It's like, surely you put it away at some point.
It's just a reminder.
I know.
Emma.
Thanks, Em.
That's great. Shannon's in Mandurah. Hello.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Great,
Shannon.
Shannon. Did you give or did you receive the homemade gift?
Received. Well received. 20 years ago, I got my driver's license at the end of November. It was my birthday. And my grandmother for Christmas, she made me a paper mache snake. And she gave me instructions on how to put it on the dash to stop anyone from burglaring and stealing my car.
Oh, because I think a snake is there. Why would
so,
you? Yeah, okay.
So she tried to make it as realistic as possible.
Why didn't she just buy you a
Yeah.
club lock?
She literally painted it green, like the green body, with a red mouth. I
Yes.
thought it must have been Christmas themed or something like that, but with full instructions on where to put it on the dash.
Did she think
And that
birds
was-
were going to
yeah.
steal your car?
So her thinking
away.
is, so the paper mache snake, someone will come along and they're about to smash the window open and go, oh,
Oh,
no,
no.
I'm not going in there. There's a
Yeah,
snake.
a snake. Yeah, no, unbelievable. Yeah, she was always doing wacky things, but that was definitely up there.
I reckon
So,
she
yeah.
was just,
She'd had a couple.
oh, yeah, or she just thought, let's see, do the stupidest thing and see if she falls for it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Yeah,
look at this
she's
idiot. My
winding you
son
up.
married.
Yeah, she probably had a bit of shivers that night when she was making it, no
exactly.
doubt.
Oh, that's a beautiful tale. Thank you.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat, and Shaun.
Now, of course, we're coming off our summer holiday break, and for me, I was down south most of the time.
The King of Dunsborough.
Yeah, that's what I
Living
do.
your real
Yeah,
life.
That's what absolutely. And I frequent every single day in the afternoon. We go down to Yallingup Beach, and the kids like to have a
Lovely.
body bash in this section. So this particular night, a couple of days ago, we were down there at about 5 o'clock in the Arvo, just waiting for the sunset and all the rest
Beautiful.
of it. We're in the water. I'm standing up, and I'm having a beer, and I'm standing with a couple of other friends of mine, and Megan and one of her girlfriends. And we're watching these people out in the water, and one particular lady was out in the water by herself, and she kept looking down. And first of all, you're thinking, has she seen a
Oh, yeah.
larger fish out
Yes,
there?
the sea creature.
But then it looked like she was looking for something
Oh, okay.
other than a
Okay,
fish.
so
Okay.
ring, earring,
Yeah,
something.
wholeheartedly. So we're all paying attention to this woman, and then she decided to swim into the shore, and she walked out without her top.
Oh,
So she was looking for her top.
She wasn't,
Oh.
but Megan, my wife, thought, "Oh my God,
this poor girl.
she's lost her top out in the surf.
Oh, her norks are out.
Her norks are out.
She must
It
be-
runs
There's a lot
over
of
to
super
her.
pervy men on the beach.
Gosh. Just with beers watching. Slack jawed.
Walked over to her and wrapped her arms around her and
To shield her
shield this
naked
lovely
breasts.
You know why? The sisterhood. Sisters looking out for each other. Great
Yeah.
work, Megan.
And you could see the look on this lady's face. She was absolutely puzzled. She was an international, so for her, this was
So
nothing.
it was just another day.
It's just another day. So
Free the
Megan's got her
nipple.
arms wrapped around this lady and walking her to her.
like treating like her like she's undergone the greatest shame.
her over to her
Come here,
towel.
sweetheart. Don't talk about what just happened. Let's get you out of sight.
Let's get you sorted
This woman's
out.
like going, what's happening?
And so she gets back to a spot where a towel is, and she's got a partner there,
Yeah.
whoever she's with. And the guys, like, they didn't know what the hell was
No.
happening with this woman wrapping her arms around her, other than the fact that she was just going for a swim topless.
So here's Megan thinking that she's trying to help this girl.
Yeah, and she's a hero.
She really wasn't.
She
she wasn't at all.
It's a daunting
She was topless
feeling.
getting out of the water.
God. That reminds me, remember, I spoke about it just recently when I gave that guy that was sitting outside of Bank West, who's sitting on a park bench, and he looked a bit dishevelled. So I went into the bank and I made sure that I said to them, can you give me some smaller notes? I'm going to give some money to a homeless guy outside. And they said, no worries. So then I walked up to him and I said, oh, here, mate, here you go. And I gave him like, I think it was $5 or $10. And he said, I'm not homeless. I'm waiting for my wife.
It's never
So
not
I do
funny.
understand what it was like to help, and they didn't need
Yes.
They
it.
didn't need it. They didn't need it.
Nathan, Nat, and Shaun podcast.
Special guest.
Can I
in the
just say-
studio. He's
Yeah,
back,
yeah.
everybody.
The room has
Reuben
just
Kaye.
gotten so much more classically beautiful.
Yeah, well, there was a fair bit of room to move.
Hi, Reuben.
Reuben, welcome back.
What a pleasure
Now-
to be here.
We're looking
Yeah.
at you in the security cameras as you arrived, and I said you walk in with the presence and the power of a actress from Dynasty.
Oh, well, that's the
Is that
myth.
what you're going for?
Yeah.
I'm starting to really get into the Perth spirit here. No, by the way, the car you sent for me today.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who you sent, but they picked me up in a car that was so old it voted no. It was an old beat-up Volvo from 1927. The aircon was just a Swedish man blowing in my face.
Not for
And
the
not
first
for the
time.
first time.
Was there a box of tissues at the back?
How dare you? How dare you? I'm an artist.
Don't you? I wonder what is the age where you decide that you need a box of tissues on the back, the very back of your car?
That
Depends where you work from,
Because Shaun still needs them on his lap.
Because think about it. Because
Well, that's where I have them. That's common courtesy. That's where the Uber driver should have them, really. Because how else am I meant to pay for the ride?
Because whenever you're driving near an old person who's got the box of tissues at the back of the car, it's like, why are they at the back? If you need one,
Aren't
you
they in the
have to
front
stop
where the
the car.
windscreen is as well?
Well, they're also meant to be where the mints are and possibly a bottle of water.
Let's talk about the worldwide controversy
Oh,
of your
please, let's go into
guest
it.
appearance on the project.
Now, was that mid last year? When was
Yes.
it? Yeah.
Yes, it was. No, actually, it was a year, almost a year. It was around
almost a year.
February. It was
So this
Mardi,
is-
it was
Yes.
Mardi Gras.
Okay.
So this is
yeah.
crazy, right? So I watched that live, and when I watched it, all I did was, that's Reuben. And I didn't take offence to it. Granted, I'm not very religious at all.
But how many people
Yes.
who are very
So what
religious are
happened?
watching the project,
Well,
for starters?
So for the people that don't realise, something was said, and we won't repeat it because people have.
But it's actually quite a clever joke.
It's a very clever joke to do with Jesus.
Can I say it is, in essence, it's a little pun.
It
It's
is.
actually a bit like a dad joke. It's really
Yeah.
innocent. And considering some of the things I've said in my life.
Yes.
And some of the things I've said on your fine
Oh
program.
yes,
It is
like today.
like 5 minutes ago. It's on the tamer end of the things I say, so I really didn't think anything of it. Also, it was a joke I had been telling for
years.
Yes.
years. I had newer jokes.
Yes.
I got
And
newer
it was just
jokes.
a throwaway for you,
Yeah,
wasn't
it was very light. I actually think I put it on there because I was like, oh, God, I don't say this
Yes.
joke anymore. I can burn this.
Yeah, that's right.
Never have to say it again. And now I'm like Bart Simpson. People are like, do the thing, Bart. Do it
Yeah.
again. And it... my personal opinion here is that, yes, it might not have been the best platform for the joke, i.e. an earlier time slot that I'm used to occupying, which is
Yep.
why I'm on a breakfast show
Sure.
now.
Yes.
But I also think there was a lot of people who were homophobic who wanted an
Yes.
excuse
Problem with you.
to lash back after
Oh,
Mardi Gras
for sure.
because you
under the
can't-
cover of religion.
under
Yes.
the cover because you can't fight back against Mardi Gras because it's such a big earner for the state. It has
Yeah.
such high profile
Yeah.
and it was world pride.
Yes.
I think there was an element of, not everyone, but I think there was an
Hmm.
element of people going, we're going to use religion as a Trojan horse for our bigotry.
Yeah.
Because also jokes like that have been told by straight comics
Oh,
for years.
ad infinitum.
So I don't-
Absolutely.
I think this is about
How
who was
far
telling
did it
it.
Yeah.
reach? Because Nathan said, did it get international? Like you got a bit of coverage around
Oh yeah,
the place.
I've just been back in. I've been in London, and people are still.
Oh, yeah, the
talking
Daily
about
Mail
it.
would have
Did you
been
get
all over it
people
for
hitting you
sure.
up on Instagram or socials having a go at you from other countries?
Oh, absolutely. My dad's Russian, so sometimes there are a lot of really great Russian artists and creators who get into my DMs. So I see the Cyrillic alphabet, their alphabet,
Yes.
quite often. And I don't really know what it means.
Yeah.
But I can tell by the emojis. And it was really the emojis changing that told me, oh, I think this is coming from a nastier place.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, but
So-
you know
so-
what? Also, you're not doing something. How do I put this? You know you're doing the right thing when you're pissing people off.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, yeah, because you're not part of you're not white noise.
and
People
also-
are listening to what you're saying and they're reacting. But I want to know, like, I've never spoken to someone that has had something like a scandal breakout from something that they said. When did you know that it was going off the rails? When was the first message? You went, oh wait, what's?
I think the first time I noticed was a Daily Mail article pop up, maybe a few hours after.
Yeah.
And it said something along the lines of blah, 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 must apologise.
Oh, okay.
And I went,
Well, that's not going to happen.
that's interesting. No, well, I'm not going to apologise for that. But then there was a hashtag apologise Reuben.
Oh, that's so funny.
Which I'm like, and here's the best part, less than 100 posts.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
And
So
that-
yeah, when they write the big stories and everybody thinks, 10,000 people object. No, it's like a couple. It's a
Actually,
handful.
What I did notice this when Fred Nile collapsed at a protest about me and the project. And then my agent said...
What do you think that was
if
God
you-
striking him
my
down?
agent said, if you manage to take out Fred Nile with one joke, you might actually be Jesus.
I think you might be.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
And Juliet playing Crown Theatre, and the man playing William Shakespeare is none other
Dude.
than Millsy.
We had to have him in.
Good morning. How are you
Millsy.
guys? Welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Mills, you were just asking off air about, because we've come back off a break, summer break. When you finish every musical, you do a lot. What do? Do you disappear from society for a bit like we do?
Yeah. Like there's sometimes I've gone to. I remember a few years ago I went to Crystal Creek, south of Gold Coast,
Yeah.
and just
Crystal
immersed. Yeah. Just had by myself. Had ready-made meals, just come and get delivered, and massages, and just bushwalks every day. Just did a whole lot of nothing.
Just to
Is
decompress.
this a retreat?
Yeah, like a little retreat. Not one of those ones with the colonics and all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff, but like just a normal, just by
You
yourself.
literally just retreated
yeah,
from
in
the
a
world.
rainforest. Yeah.
And what did you do? Would you just sit there and think?
Yeah, sit,
Went for
read.
a walk.
Yeah, read books.
Did you like
How
have a
long
creative
for?
output? Did you like write? Did you?
Yeah, I wrote this. That's a few years ago when I wrote a show. I wrote my own one-man show called Rob Mills is Surprisingly Good. Come on.
How did you workshop
Is
the
that
title?
from a review?
It came off the back of years and years of reviews. Even like personal interactions with people on the street where people are like, "Oh, you're actually not a bad bloke." I'm like, "Why is that actually? Or why is it
But
surprising?"
to be honest, I remember honestly around the Paris Hilton thing.
Thank you for bringing that up.
I
appreciate that.
That's your
the
legacy.
tabloids were gunning for you as being a dickhead.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
No, but they were.
That was
and
the
you
other
weren't.
up late host. Yeah, that was the other up late host. I think that was Hot Dogs.
Yeah. Oh, hot dogs. Remember hot
Yes,
dogs?
of course.
Did you ever watch Hot
He's
Dogs?
a real
David?
estate
I
agent in
worked-
Perth now.
I know.
Is he?
Yeah.
What? Oh, well, I take it back. Love you, Simon.
No. Simon's great. He was a Big Brother contestant, and then suddenly he got off there and he was offered a late night show. He would have got paid $7 for it, by the way.
Mate, I can
But
tell
it
you how
went
much.
for a
I can
couple
tell
of
you how
hours.
much because I did the one for Channel 9 a few years after that, which was good because it taught you all about how to do live television. So you're getting paid basically from midnight till 4 in the morning
Yes.
to talk, to sell, to whatever. Anyway, it was $500 a show.
A show for 4
Yeah.
hours work.
Yeah.
4
Yeah.
hours, not
Where
and it's
you
non-stop.
are,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you-
Non-stop
they would be
commercials.
asking people to call in and stuff like that,
Yes.
and like,
Some people pay tens of thousands of dollars for like presenting courses and classes and
Yes.
stuff. Man, just getting paid.
You
for
got
it.
paid for it.
Yeah, it was great. Anyway, enough of that.
my shared memory with you is when we did Friday night live.
Amazing.
Oh, it wasn't for me.
You didn't love it. See, I was a huge fan of It's a Knockout as a kid.
Oh
Also,
no, I was
very
excited
that-
about the concept.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
But so this was the thing on Friday nights. They would have the Big Brothers contestants compete,
Through
but
the
then
ringer.
they decided to get other shows and different actors and stuff to go against each other. So there was the Big Brother team. There was
Versus
me,
the-
Reggie, and
versus-
Vesna
This is the Idol team.
against Idol, and there was
It's
you.
me and Millie and there it goes.
And that other person.
I've killed a few brain cells over my lifetime.
But when we had to go, when we were doing all the paperwork for it, they said, put in your fitness between 1 and 10.
Yeah.
And I went, Oh, probably an 8. Anyway, I got to realize
You weren't an 8.
I'm not an 8. I was probably. Remember the first challenge was like a foam obstacle course you would see in Gladiators, or whatever.
Yeah,
but it was covered in soapy.
great memory,
It was
mate.
it was covered in soapy water. The
Millsy's hearing this for the first time, and he was there.
The only reason I remember this so clearly, Millsy, is that I remember I was probably 10 seconds into the first challenge and wanted to die, and I thought, oh my god! But
I loved it. I thought it was such a fun concept. I wish that would come back. That it's a knockout. I saw Gladiators is back. With
Yeah.
Queen Liz. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah,
You guys?
No, it was on
don't
last
bother.
night.
Don't bother. Don't say that.
I was quickly
Oh,
went to the tennis.
don't.
Let me give it
okay.
away.
Well,
It's terrible.
okay. I'll give it a go. I have to give it a go. I love Queen Liz.
I mean, we do.
No,
love
Liz
We
is
love
great.
Liz
I mean,
Ellis.
Liz
She's brilliant.
isn't doing
Liz
anything
isn't the
wrong
problem.
No.
there. Yeah,
I'll give it a go.
But then again, you do come from a world where if someone says to you, "I want you to wear black and silver lycra and it's going to have feathers and furs and
I'm
a
in.
cape,"
I'm in.
you're used to costumes.
That's right. I'm loving
Yeah.
it. Also, speaking of, the costumes are like award winning in this show that
Really?
we're doing in Anne Juliet. Yeah, they are so
So are they
cool.
the proper?
No, they're sort of like a cross between street and
Yeah.
old school Elizabethan, Victorian kind
Yeah,
of.
it actually works though. You go, how are they going to do this? And,
Well-
but the costuming's great.
Yeah, we're all in like Nikes and Reeboks and
Yeah.
Pumas and stuff. It's awesome for the dancers. They're like, finally, I can wear shoes that I can actually
Yeah.
move
Yeah.
in.
So
And you're surprisingly good in this show, Millsy.
Thank you.
Heard that before?
It is. Look, I've always wanted to be involved in more sort of comedy based shows, and this is so funny. So the writer is David West Reed. You'd know him from Schitt's Creek. He was one of the writers on that.
yes.
So it has this beautiful heart to it, like Schitt's Creek, but also so many gags that undercut
Yeah.
all the earnestness, which is my kind of definitely my kind of humor. Very it feels very British and self-deprecating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
if people
yeah.
haven't checked out Schitt's Creek, one of the best shows.
Yeah.
Oh, it's incredible. So yeah,
Ever.
this has the same heart to
I
it.
So
love
it's got
that.
that, plus the music is banging.
Max-
like
Max Martin.
Yeah, you know all the songs. It's amazing.
Do you guys know?
had,
Do you know about Max Martin?
well,
No, I never knew about him.
I had
I
never
heard his
heard
name.
of his name. Like I didn't, and even when I saw Anne Juliet, I didn't realise that the songs were written all by the one person.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
He's like Swedish Jesus.
That is
So wait,
amazing.
name some of the songs that were all written by him. Go.
Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Britney.
Anything by Backstreet Boys, basically.
Really?
NSYNC, Celine Dion, Justin Timberlake,
Perry.
Ed Sheeran, Katy Perry, Taylor Swift. All of the 1989 stuff. That's
Yeah.
Really?
That's Max. Yeah.
It's
So
amazing.
he'd
It's
be
amazing.
absolutely minted because he's written
Yes.
these songs.
Yeah.
Like,
And
and no one knows him.
And he doesn't stop. So when
Yeah.
when we were in Melbourne opening the show, Max was over helping produce the sound in the theatre. So the sound design is also by Max, who knows his sound, and Bill Sherman of Hamilton fame and also of Sesame Street fame, which is my favourite thing.
That's a great combination, isn't it?
Yeah, the music producer on the show.
What a CV.
It's so cool. I love Bill.
What was the what was the song that you released after your Idol thing?
Just don't say one. There was a
Well,
whole album.
no.
please.
What was your big song?
Miss Vanity? Hit it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got it. He's got it. Here we go. Thank you. Love that. That is good producing. That is very good producing. Okay, so it's 20 years this
You need
year.
to re-release
Do
it,
I do the
Millsy.
12-minute version like Taylor Swift?
Got it.
Is it a bit
My own
Blink-182 or something? What were you going
got that
for?
vibe,
here?
doesn't it?
What were you going for?
I was going for what the record company told me
Told
to
you,
do
yeah.
at the time. I remember having to record this vocal when I was very sick. They're like, look, we need it. I was like, can I just wait a week till I'm not sick? They're like, no.
No, the world needs Miss Vanity.
Number six on the charts. And if it wasn't for Outcast Roses, which
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
it would have been top 5. That came out. But it's okay. I understand Outcast Roses is a very good song.
Yeah.
So okay, that was your big
So I
hit.
have a top 6 single.
What was your? Do you have a favourite song that you released that wasn't celebrated, but you thought, you know what, that's bloody good. That should have had some traction.
Actually, a few years later, my brother bet me like $100 that I'd never get on Triple M. So it was. So there was a.
It's always been my goal.
No joke, because I love rock and roll music.
Yes.
I played in pubs all my life. And there was a fire relief fund thing. They're doing a big charity day one day. And they said, look, we'll donate whatever song. And I said, all right, well, I'm requesting, I'll pay $100 to, it'll go to the charity if you play Rob Mills's That's All You Are. So I rang my brother, I go, you owe this charity $100.
You did it. You did it. Taylor Swift is playing a big part in your life at the moment, isn't she?
Yeah,
she's almost taken over.
My partner is a Swiftie. She's a full-blown Swiftie.
What's
so
your partner's name? Tell it
Georgie
together.
Tunney. You'll
This
see
is
her.
Georgie Tunney. She's on the
Oh,
project.
Georgie.
Yeah,
She's on the project.
Georgie.
She's on the
Sorry.
project. That's okay. It's only been 5 years.
By
so
the way,
she-
marry her already. Come on.
We're fiancéed, but both of us hate planning anything. So, but she has been planning this. So she's doing a Taylor Swift podcast called Ready for It.
Yeah.
So every week, a couple episodes drop about every single era about Taylor Swift in the lead up to her very first concert, which I think is in Melbourne. I think the first show.
So it's sort of like
Yeah.
a hot dub time machine. But
Yeah,
with
you go back in
content.
time.
So she's
Yeah.
going back through
Of
the eras.
Taylor.
Yeah, so you learn all about Taylor Swift through her and her friend KP, who was the music producer on the project. So they both mad Swifties, but they both argue with each other, which I really like.
That's funny. And so by the time the concerts start, you've had the entire back story of
Yeah.
every Taylor Swift album and song.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And Millsy, she's
And it's
surprised
short.
at how well it's doing.
Mate, it's number 7 on the Spotify charts this
It's
morning.
amazing.
She sent me a message. So she is 3 hours ahead of us.
Yeah.
in Melbourne at the moment.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. That's awesome.
Well done, Tony. Well done.
We were exploring the back catalogue of Rob Mills and all
Yes.
the music
Yep.
that he's gifted to Australia.
it's a
and the
much
world.
shorter podcast, to be fair.
It's about 10 minutes.
Can you tell us about this song? This song is a song that
Yeah, this is a song that
you
was
got
actually
some feelings
gifted,
about.
Yes, it was gifted to me by I can't remember the songwriter. It was about 20 years ago. But I remember just going, I grew up listening to Tonic and Matchbox 20 and Foo Fighters, and I was like, this has got that same kind of rock and roll vibe. Fast forward to the chorus. Come on.
Let's get up there.
I mean,
get
look,
up there, Harry.
we cut the tapes tune.
We're so special.
yeah. I mean, this is heartbreak. It was rain. It was rain on the 4th of July because it was American songwriters.
Oh, God.
That won't play in Australia.
That happens all the time in Melbourne.
I don't know how many people have used eggshells in a song.
Yes, or stain
well.
on the front of my shirt.
That's all right,
Which
Millsy.
strikes a chord with
Yeah,
Shaun.
she's saying that she's all these bad things, you know?
Yeah.
She's a stain on my front. You're the gum on my
She's
shoe.
the prickle in my thumb.
That's it. There it is. Oh, yeah. That's the worst.
Hey, Millsy, with this show, how long you been in Perth so far?
So we've been in Perth since New Year's.
Yeah, how was opening night, Millsy?
Oh, it was great. I heard it was a really good party. I was sick with COVID. Thank you, Perth.
Yeah.
I've heard that Perth is sometimes a few years behind everyone else, but COVID's still here. So well done. It's
Going
got
great. Going gangbusters.
Yeah, 2024.
Yeah.
Put on a mask if you're not feeling very well.
Yeah.
It's a good thing because
Yeah.
it stops the
Harry.
spread. It
My-
does actually work.
My family Christmas was cancelled because of COVID.
Yeah,
my brother's
it's
family.
still
Yeah.
rampant.
Yeah.
So it took me out of the show for about a week and a half, and I've still got this cough lingering. But anyway,
Yeah.
I've been doing the show, and it's, since we've been back
So
here.
you did it in Melbourne.
and
So
then
that
we-
was back in September, roughly.
No,
You finished up then, and then you went to Singapore,
Yeah, then we did Singapore,
and
so,
then you came here.
Yeah.
You've been playing this role for a while.
Yeah, but I love it. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, it's the best show I've ever done.
It
Is
is
this where it ends, or where's it going? Now?
We go to Sydney, and we finish in Sydney, so we do another 5 months in Sydney.
Jesus.
Yeah, so we're
So
there.
knowing that, and then 5 months, that's the end, yes?
Yep.
Okay, so do you have your eyes on what's happening next?
No, this time around, I'm just really immersed in enjoying this show.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's a few things I'm auditioning for, but I can't say.
I can't believe you still audition.
Yeah.
does everybody?
Actors audition unless you're like
Yeah.
high end, Margot Robbie, Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, but you're the first
kind of-
person picked to musical. You've done a lot, and everyone go, okay, you're a selling point.
Yes.
You still got to audition because a lot of the creative teams come out from New York.
Yeah,
and
they
the
wanna
West
know
End.
that you
They've
can
never-
actually
they've
deliver,
never-
yeah.
They've never heard.
They haven't
of me.
heard that song.
Yeah, but how many musicals have you been in?
Big ones.
Yeah, numbers. Yeah, number
probably
wise.
like 6, maybe.
6
or
is enough for
7?
someone to be able to have a look and
But
go,
they go
oh,
for
yeah,
a
we
year
get it. We
each.
get
Yeah.
it.
6 or
Yeah.
7. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Mate,
doing all right.
awesome.
I
You're
love
doing
it.
well.
It is
keeps you out of trouble.
genuinely a great show.
The 8
It is
shows a
such-
week keeps
yeah.
you fun.
And it's such a up and about show. Everybody loves it. I was talking to somebody that did go opening night, and he said even though you weren't there, still a brilliant show. He absolutely loved it.
They said
Sean
the-
is very good. Sean, my
Yeah, they
understanding is
actually
very
said it
good.
was one of the best
In fact, it would have been brilliant if
they've
you'd
ever
done it.
had and probably will ever have.
I mean, you're just saying what they said.
I'm just saying what I heard.
Thank you so
Good
much.
on you.
Yeah, come see me, come see Casey, come see the whole team. It's the
Yeah,
best.
so good.
Robert Mills, everybody.
Love you guys.
Robert Mills.
It's like the
Oh
stain on the front of my shirt.
rock it out, guys.
We're going to play it all day today.
I wonder if my brother will give you $100 for this.
Nathan, Nat, and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.